The Bridge Hospice is a 3-bed rural residential hospice in Warkworth, Ontario, offering an alternative option for end-of-life care. We provide a tranquil, personal setting where people near end of life and their loved ones can share precious time when it matters the most. Our services are provided free of charge. Our professional healthcare team provides around-the-clock bedside care, alleviating caregiver burden and anxiety. Our extraordinary volunteers offer everyone compassion, kindness, and the comforts of home. The Bridge Hospice is about living the end of your life with the same advantages as being at home, supported every moment by a team of physicians, nurses, personal caregivers, and volunteers. Our organization is a residential hospice in rural Ontario, so we're located in Warkworth, which is in the Trent Hills community. We offer an alternate option for individuals who are nearing their end of their life so that they have a home-like environment in which to spend their last days.
Well, there were 3 of us who met together that sort of started this whole idea of the hospice. We all came with a passion for caring for people at the end of life and with experience of what that meant. And so we wanted to create a home-like environment where residents were taken care of, but also the whole family.
When it was pronounced in the hospital that she was beyond treatment, we immediately, with Rosaline's help of course, and the medical staff here made arrangements for Pauline to be transferred from the hospital to here, to the room that she'd chosen for herself. She was like welcomed home to where she wanted to be for her final journey. And as a family, that really was a great solace to us.
A cadre of volunteers were recruited who were specially trained to provide resident care and especially to provide emotional support and education for the families. Through a partnership with St. Elizabeth, personal support workers, or PSWs, who had a special interest in palliative care were recruited and became available for round-the-clock care for our residents.
We have an exceptional team of physicians, nurses, personal support workers, and volunteer caregivers that provide 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week care to our residents and their families.
My husband was one of the first residents at the hospice. I didn't realize that it was an option. And when they explained the situation, a home-like environment, I thought, well, this is something that we should investigate.
I first visited the Bridge Hospice actually to see a resident who I knew well, and I was really blown away by the fact that it just seemed like a home. She was so well taken care of and even loved by she seemed to be loved by the people who were caring for her. I do things like helping family members. I just have little conversations with them and try and have them feel at home, make tea, coffee.
There's always support for the families and for the resident. Letting them know that they're never alone is a huge thing, and they're safe is another one. Explaining things, where they are, whether it is holding their hand, if they're anxious, trying to relate to them.
Little details like playing music for him. He loved his classical music, and the ladies who were here made sure that the music was played, the kind of music that he liked.
There's somebody always by bedside and a phone call away, whether it's a doctor or a nurse or just another volunteer or a teammate.
Hospice is not a known commodity to most folks. I went on the website to look up the place. And once I saw it, I thought, this is nicer than my house. When my brother had clarity and could speak, he said, "Sis, these people are wonderful to me." He said, they do everything for me. And he could never have that anywhere else because he lives alone.
It was, for me, a huge help because it was onerous, really onerous, taking care of him in the last years. It meant that the time we spent together, I was relaxed, I was rested, and we could enjoy each other's time.
I was married to my wife Sally for 55 years, and there was some comfort knowing that my wife would be well taken care of. The bedroom was clean and it was quiet and it was nicely decorated, and there was a nice view from the windows.
Each room is unique in itself, so everything is so individualized, and each family is taken from where they're at that time.
I just felt a certain warmth that encompassed me, I guess, when I first came. I particularly enjoyed the kitchen because we had food here, we had coffee here whenever we wanted. I never had the fear of coming to visit Sally, and I knew at the same time I couldn't take care of her at home as well.
They knew exactly what to say and when to say it. They knew when you needed a hug.
Sometimes we have residents who don't have family and friends around to support them.
We had one woman who had no home, and she had the opportunity to come here to be surrounded by beauty and care and love in her last days in a way that wouldn't have happened had it not been for the hospice.
There is no facility like this well, in Northumberland County or in the general area. The resident who is coming in does not have to pay for any of the services.
The hospice isn't an island. It relies on community support. As a resident care volunteer, I do one-on-one hands-on care with the residents. I'm also able to help in some ways with some of the fundraising activities. There's a spring walk that I'm involved with, everything from prizes for the silent auctions or sponsorship from more major donors. It's a way of engaging the community, not just the social aspect of the community, but the business community as well.
I think one of the most magical moments for me is when we can actually physically see the family members release that burden and feel like they can relax and just be there and spend that precious amount of time with their loved one, whatever time that is that they have left. As they have done from the start, many committed volunteers perform vital and varied roles in hospice life. Examples include resident care, board of directors, event management, property maintenance, and special projects for those with professional expertise. All of our training is provided free, and the rewards are enormous. The Bridge Hospice is a registered charity. All of our services are provided free of charge. Direct healthcare costs, personal support workers and nurses, are funded through the Government of Ontario and through a partnership with St. Elizabeth. Vital operational costs such as utilities and maintenance are entirely paid through donations and fundraising. Our donors and supporters play a key part in ensuring access to quality end-of-life care close to home. A donation to the Bridge Hospice not only strengthens us as a community, but makes a profound difference to all of those touched by our service. Please consider giving now.